Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Megalithomania, Johannesburg 2011. Hope you had a lovely lunch break. Interesting weather out there today with the sun and the thunder. Anyway, we now move on with Andrew Collins, who is the author from The Ashes of Angels, Gateway to Eden, and many other books looking at different aspects of ancient civilizations. His most recent work, Gobekli Tepe, really carries on from one of his early books, From the Ashes of Angels, and this new site has brought a whole different aspect to the megalithic world of light due to its incredible antiquity, but also to its incredible stonework. Andrew also has published several other books, obviously. Tomorrow he's going to be talking about his research on the cave systems under Giza. But for now, we're going to sort of take a look at these sites in southeast Turkey and the implications of them. So please give a warm welcome to Andrew Collins.
Hiya. Okay, lots to talk about today. Obviously, Gobekli Tepe being the main theme. Now, you may not have heard of this place, but it is the oldest stone temple complex in the world, basically, and the implications of it and the fact that it's so old are absolutely enormous for the entire rise of civilization. Let's begin at the beginning, which is 1994, on a farmstead in southeast Turkey. This gentleman you can see on the right-hand side here, he was tilling the land when he came across evidence of these carved stones. Now, he recognised them as significant and went to the local museum in the city of Urfa and tried to interest the museum there in them, and they just wouldn't come out. Luckily, a German archaeologist who was already working in the area by the name of Klaus Schmidt of the German Archaeological Institute came along and realised that there was something significant here. And he later said that within the first minute, I knew that if I didn't walk away now, then I would be here for the rest of my life. Well, he didn't walk away, and he began excavations at this place and uncovered the most incredible structures basically in the world as far as antiquity is concerned. Here you're beginning to see some of the layers that were taken off of this site and these immense and incredible stone pillars that started appearing. And this is what he's found so far. 3 massive, what they call cult buildings, which basically means that they think they're of religious use. Rings of slim T-shaped stone pillars, which were built around 10,000 BC by what is assumed to be a hunter-gathering society. Now, what I mean by that is that in this age, people hadn't settled down into a sedentary agricultural style life. They were still going around. Their whole life was based around survival, of killing animals and just finding food and surviving. That's the way it's interpreted, but clearly this is wrong. Now, the actual time frame, the horizon that this is known as far as archaeology is concerned, is the pre-pottery Neolithic A period, PPNA. What this means is that, you know, quite clearly what's going on here, these people, whoever these were settling down, but they didn't even have pottery. Now, most of the pillars, which are set in rings, but not rings like stone circles in Europe and most other parts of the world, but actually like spokes of a wheel. Many of them are 10 to 20 tons apiece, as you can see here. But some of them, and it's estimated the one that's being propped up by the wood here is possibly as much as 40 to 60 tons. And there's unfinished one in a local quarry, which is larger than all of them, and that's certainly getting towards the 60-ton mark. Now, what were these pillars? Well, clearly, as I'll show you, they were decorated in high relief. However, their placing was within dry stone walling very often, and the structures seem to be either underground or at least subsurface. In other words, part of them are underground and part of them are almost certainly roofed over. And the actual shape of the pillars, which are T-shaped, would suggest that at least some of them were being used as roof supports, and that basically, you come in from above. Now, it's been suggested that those involved with the creation of Gobekli Tepe, which, by the way, means the hill of the navel being a very profound symbol of creation amongst cultures and societies worldwide, is that whoever was behind it must have been some kind of elite, some people who could control and bring together the local society to achieve something like this. It's been suggested that they were an elite class of religious leaders, is one source said, or shamans, those who obviously controlled the spiritual destiny of the people, and who would be the link between this world and the next. They almost certainly would have been of a particular caste or elite that would have been present and overseen the creation of these monuments. But quite clearly, there would have been not just dozens, but probably many hundreds, if not thousands of people involved in these projects. So far, 3 have been uncovered, but another 20 or so remain to be investigated in the immediate vicinity. Now, let's put this in context. If they were constructed around 10,000 BC, and I forgot to mention here, they were actually deliberately buried around 8,000 BC, so that's around 2,000 years of usage. They were just killed by being, buried underground. They weren't destroyed per se, they were just buried. All of this was taking place several thousand years before Stonehenge in Britain, which is obviously perhaps the world's most famous megalithic, i.e. large stone monument, but also 7,500 years before the pyramids of Giza. Now, this is a hell of a long time, and yet what we see on the stone pillars at Gobekli Tepe is styles of art which are unique to this period. The only thing that comes near to them is the cave art of mostly in Western Europe, which also has high relief, which you'll see here at Gobekli Tepe as well, because this is the only thing that's comparable, really. There may be a few odd examples of art here and there around the world, but this is en masse. And the diversity of the carvings are extraordinary. I mean, there's animals, birds, humans, other abstract animals. For instance, let's run through a list of ones that you could immediately pull out. Bulls, foxes, gazelles, aurochs, lizards, dogs, pigs, arachnids, insects, reptiles, snakes, lions, birds, the vulture in particular. I'll come back to that one. And as I say, they're three-dimensional. They're not just two-dimensional. You get carved statues here. You can see here on the right something like a boar with tusks. There's a vulture above that, a beautiful piece of stone carving there. At the base on the bottom right, there's an animal which is unidentifiable. It could be a dog, it could be a lizard, it could be a fantastic, fabulous creature which, was seen in mind by a shaman or whatever. And you can see how that is carved along the edge of one of the pillars here. I mean, this would have taken an incredible skill, a skill which must have developed over a period of time. I mean, you don't just do this overnight. Clearly, whoever was behind these skills introduced them to a society, and they learnt them and were able to practice them in the creation of these. Now, I mentioned earlier on that they subsurface. You can see here, right in the centre right bottom, this weird window-like thing in stone. There are a few of these at Gobekli Tepe. I've seen another one, another similar site that's yet to be excavated in the area.